Hello, Unbreakable Mompreneurs. My name is Charisse Walker, your host, and today I'm here with Amber Gaige, and she is a marketing guru. So if you are wondering how to build your business, what to do, how to get an audience, then today is your day. So Amber, without further ado, why don't you introduce yourself to our guests, our audience?
Charisse, thank you for having me on. It's such a privilege. I am so delighted to talk about marketing. It's been my life for over 20 years, and I'm a third generation entrepreneur. I watched my grandparents and my parents before me build businesses the hard way, blood, sweat, and tears out of their homes while raising families. And in my opinion, one of the most impactful ways that you can build your business is by working smarter, not harder. And so marketing should be done with data science and a blend of analytics and creativity. And so that's what I love to do at Far Beyond Marketing. This is my second agency. I built and sold my first one in 2013 and then played in private equity for many years. I've been a part of national franchises. And most recently, I have an international best-selling book that I wrote for solopreneurs, the Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook, How to Stop Being Duped by Bad Marketing. And when I'm not building businesses and helping them with their marketing strategies, I'm raising my 8-year-old son, and he is the light of my life. We have a lot of fun together.
Wow, that is a lot. So congratulations on all your accomplishments. See, you did a way better job than I could have. So thank you. Okay, so let's dive into it. So with marketing, I'm a realtor and a lender and, right? And so I get a lot of people every single day, even with my podcast, I can build your SEO. I can do this. I can do this. Just let me pay me. And I will be honest, when I first started in real estate, I spent hundreds of dollars a month, if not more than that, trying because they promised the world and never, ever did it pay off once. I never got a lead from them. So I've grounded myself whenever they call. I just don't even listen because I don't want to feel bad for them. And so what is your recommendation for people like me with entrepreneurs to market their business and to get an audience?
Yeah. Okay. So the number one fatal flaw that I see in scenarios like what you just described, Charisse, is marketing agencies or marketers promising you something that you don't need. As a solopreneur, you are in a very different place than a national brand. So the best thing that a solopreneur can do is partner with someone who really understands marketing and build out the tactics that align underneath your business growth goals to incrementally move the needle forward. People that put you in a generalized SEO program, generalized paid ads program, they're not taking into account where your business is right now. You may not be wanting more customers. You may be wanting more brand saturation and awareness in a certain geographic area because you know there's a housing boom. But did they even stop and talk to you about that? Guarantee you that they didn't. So step number one is partner with someone who wants to learn about your business and has the breadth of knowledge and experience to create a custom plan for your goals.
You mean hire an expert that does what that 24/7 so they know what they're doing.
Well, hire a consultant. Hire someone that's going to advocate for you.
Right.
There's such a big difference.
Yeah. No.
You advocate for your clients in real estate. Why shouldn't you have someone advocating for you as a guide and as a consultant to help you grow?
No, I like that. So you talk about the 4 C's. You have a framework. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the core of my book. After 20 plus years of marketing, I felt like a broken record, Charisse. I was telling my clients the same thing over and over again. And a lot of my clients can't afford to hire a marketing agency. So I wanted to create a framework that they could be empowered to implement on their own that would also guarantee them the results that they were seeking. Okay, so here it is. The first C is clear copy. Know how to talk about your business in a way that people will stop, shut up, and listen so that you are uniquely situated in your industry. I follow the Donald Miller story brand process. You can look it up. He's got his own podcast. I'm an affiliate. If anyone wants to learn about story branding, it's such a great way to learn how to clearly talk about your business along the lines of, here are the unique problems that I solve for my customers. Because Nobody wants to listen until they know that you care about them. So the first C is clear copy. The second C is consistent branding. How tempting is it to get on Canva and to make 15 different versions of your logo in pretty colors and then sit on it or maybe put it in your email tagline, but not consistently get it out there in the community? You should be committed to one brand standard with fonts and colors that you will use across the board in any branding and marketing that you do for your business. And you should be consistently putting it out there across all the platforms where you are, whether it's your car, an email signature, a billboard, a Chamber of Commerce magazine, whatever it is, make sure your brand is recognizable and consistently put out there. The third C is customer demographic. Who is actually paying your bills? When we start out in a business, we take anyone and everyone, and we are so grateful to have a customer, aren't we? Doesn't matter. Even if it's not the kind of thing that we would typically do, we take on that customer so that we can eat, and that's okay. But as you grow, studies have shown that the more niche down you are, the more you can charge for your services. So take the time to figure out who your ideal customer is. Map it out. Where are they? Who are they? What do they buy? Why do they buy? And then tailor your marketing messages to that audience. You're not alienating other people. You're better serving the people most likely to buy from you. And the fourth C is channel management. Channel management looks different depending on the industry that you are in. So what I mean by channel management is figuring out a way to rinse and repeat. It is a lot less expensive to keep a current customer than it is to go and find a new one. So how can you uniquely serve your customers again and again through upselling, through maybe affiliate partnerships, but keeping your customers engaged so it's not a wash and rinse, making sure you are upselling and staying connected with those customers you've already invested heavily in procuring. So that's it, Charisse. 4 C's of effective marketing.
That's it. There's so much behind each one of those, but it's brilliant that you narrowed it down to the 4 C's because it is true. And a lot does go into each one of those things. So what are some of the big mistakes that you see entrepreneurs making in their businesses regarding marketing?
I think they get roped into a platform that they don't need, like we talked about earlier, because they're promised the moon. And then before you know it, they've blinked and wasted thousands of dollars. That's really not okay. The second thing they do is they forfeit control of their marketing assets, like a website, in the exchange for convenience. I work with so many entrepreneurs who don't have control of their website, their Google business profile, you name it. You should always control what you pay someone else to do. Marketing should be a work for hire, not something that holds you hostage. 2 big areas that people get in trouble with all the time, Charisse.
Yeah, I like that a lot because it is true. People blindly trust. And then what do you do after that?
And then you're paying thousands of dollars to get access to a website that you paid thousands of dollars to have built in the first place.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So, starting out, if someone's on a tight budget, what do you recommend for them?
So read my book and get familiar of the core foundations of marketing, because you will be empowered with the basics to know what you can do on your own and then to ascertain what you need to outsource to someone else. That's the first thing. Make a plan. You don't make a plan, you won't move forward. So take inventory of your strengths and weaknesses, learn the foundation, and then delegate what you can. And I'm a huge fan of guerrilla marketing. Kiss babies, shake hands. My mom's in the House of Representatives of the state of Texas. We did campaigning for 18 months. You should be the greatest advocate and campaign person for your business. Get out there in the community, make a name for yourself.
That's fantastic. And I'm sure you use your marketing efforts for her.
Absolutely. Never thought I'd do marketing for a campaign. We sure learned a lot.
Yeah, no, that's good. So if somebody is thinking of hiring someone like you or you, what should they be looking for in that marketing agency?
Find someone who will take time to personalize their services for you, not someone who's going to put you into a pre-planned package and promise you something that isn't meant for you. I don't mind working with a big agency as a solopreneur if they're niched into your industry. Can work, but make sure it's the right fit for where you are in the life cycle of your business and the industry that you're in. Second, empower yourself with knowledge. Know what's out there and know who you're trying to serve. If you will do those three things, your marketing dollars will stretch farther.
That is fantastic advice, because if somebody has no clue what an industry is, then how are they going to market it? So that's really good advice. Okay,
Yes.
so let's switch gears for a minute. You are a mom, and you mentioned that you're solo. And so how are you juggling it?
You know what? I think our babies give us the why, the passion, and the discipline to do what we do best. I loved my job and career before being a mom, but once becoming a mom, man, your whole purpose in life changes, doesn't it? I mean, that's what we do. It is a juggling act. It's constantly spinning plates. Not only am I a mom to an 8-year-old boy, but I homeschool him part-time. And I purposely made the choice of leaving corporate America so that he wasn't raised by our nanny. I love having a nanny. I believe that we should stop judging and allow moms to mom the way that they feel called to mom. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom, a solopreneur, a corporate guru. Be the best version of a mom that you can be. For me, that looks like having time with my son twice a week, where we are working on his schoolwork together, where I am taking him to his activities and I'm saying no to some meetings because I want to be fully present with him. It is a sacrifice, but I've also found that it's a good test about the kind of people that I want to work with. Because if I have a potential client who's upset because I can't meet with them because I'm at the golf course for my son's golf lesson, maybe you're not the best fit for me because I'm going to put my baby first. So I think finding that balance, figuring out what you can do as a mom, whether it's getting up early if you're a morning glory, or whether it's staying up late because you're a night owl, find that rhythm that works for you and your babies.
That adds a layer on top of it, but you're homeschooling him. So that's amazing. You said 2 days a week. Is he doing schoolwork the other 2 days, or okay?
Yeah, we're really blessed to have a fantastic university model school near us.
Mhm.
And so he goes to school 3 days a week, and then he's home with me the other two. And recently, because my company has scaled, I've been able to bring in someone to help me with the subjects. I'm not a math person, Charisse. Oh my gosh. Like, no, third grade math is intimidating. Sorry, don't do it. Don't like it. Again, I think we have to delegate our weaknesses in every area of life. But yeah, when he's home with me the other 2 days a week, he's got a little desk in my home office and he's working on his worksheets and I'm working at my computer and he's bringing me stuff to grade and we're having lunch at Sonic. It's great.
That is so cool. That's really, I love that you have made time and that you've identified who your target audiences or customers are and set your boundaries, because that's something that I think a lot of times entrepreneurs, I can't talk today, that we're hungry when we first start out. And so we are willing to take whoever, but I love that you talked about how you get to choose when you scale and you grow. So really quickly, as you've scaled, what are some things that you wish you would have known that you know now?
Oh my gosh. I don't think we talk enough about imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
When I was first starting out, because I hadn't had the privilege of being in a family business, that meant that I had had the detriment of not having to do it on my own initially. When I first started my agency, I was backed by my family. Well, there was no hunger factor. There was no fear factor, except for the fact that I knew I had to pay them back, right? I mean, you don't want to owe money to your parents. Let's not even talk about that. We don't have enough wine to talk about that. But I think we have to understand as entrepreneurs that the imposter syndrome and their fear factor is real.
Mhm.
Everybody feels that way.
Yeah.
And I wish that I hadn't let it hold me back for as long as I did. There's a value in finding your unique voice And just because you might be in a crowded marketplace with other industry experts doesn't preclude you from having your own unique voice. Every other person you hear from is a marketer. I'm a marketer, but I still found the 4 C's of effective marketing because it worked for my clients. So I would say, don't be afraid to find your voice. Don't be afraid to experiment with what makes you unique and ask yourself the hard questions. Going back to clarifying your message, you have a unique way of serving your clients that no one else does.
Yep. Yep. That is so true. I'm going to a marketing convention this week, and I'm actually so excited. We leave today, and it's something, I mean, it's been for a year and a half. They haven't held one in person. And so marketing is one of those things that if you can understand it, if you learn it, you can do really well. If you're not, you'll just flounder. So I love that you're helping people. And tell us the name of your book.
Name of my book is the Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook. You can find it on Amazon. It is an international bestseller on Amazon. You can also find it on my website, which is farbeyondmarketing.com. And if you're brave and you want to implement the book yourself, I actually have an e-course as well, where you can study the different sections. It's greatly elaborated on, and you can download SOPs and implement my tips for your business.
That is great advice. And how was it getting your book to market? How was that process?
Hard. No, I love self-publishing. I think it's a great opportunity for many people. And, there's so many people that want to write books. Do it. If you got a book, do it. It's a great opportunity.
Nope, 100% agree with you, as I got mine done last year. So
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, it's so good. All right, so I want you to imagine yourself sitting on a park bench, and I think you kind of answered this, but I'm going to give you another opportunity to expand. But you're sitting on a park bench, and a 9-month pregnant woman comes up next to you, first-time mom, and you start reflecting of your experience from when you found out you're pregnant till where you are now. What is one piece of advice that you would give her?
Wow, that's such a wonderful question. You're not going to get it all right. Fear is normal. You have been handpicked by God for that baby. And just trust your gut. If you will prioritize loving that child and doing the best you can with full transparency, you're going to be okay.
That is such good advice. And when you talk about full transparency, I'm going to be really vulnerable right now because I have been really stressed out. And the way that I cope with stress is I might play a game on my phone or something because I can think, but I'm not having to do stuff. There's this game, it's the stupidest game. I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't even know what it's called, but I become like addicted to this stupid game. So I'm sitting on the bed with my girls yesterday because I really find if you're there at night, they can decompress and they talk. I have a worrier, right? And so she can talk to me about stuff. So like, okay, mom, tell me a story. I said, okay, great. I said, once upon a time, there was this mom. And I'll condense it real fast, but there's this mom and she loved playing games on her phone. And so much so that the time with her children was passing by and she was ignoring her daughters. They'd come and talk to her and she wouldn't look up. She wouldn't do anything. And so pretty soon the girls move out of the house and the mom realizes that she's lost all this time with her children because she was addicted to this game. And so when the girls moved out, the mom realizes it and says, hey, I want to spend time with you. And the girls go, no, we're too busy, mom. I'm sorry. And so the mom's super sad and she realizes that she lost the time with her daughters. And so my 9-year-old, she's like, okay, mom, this is where you say, what's the point, the moral of the story? Oh, we get it. And I go, huh? She goes, why do you have to teach us a lesson, mom? And I go, I'm talking about me. And they just start laughing. And they just, okay, mom. And I said, no, girls, I want your help and I don't do it a lot because I'm busy with other stuff. But lately I've been super stressed and that's how I've dealt with it. And so it's like, as a mother, every minute counts.
Yes.
There's so much time that what are you doing that they're only little for a little bit of time and pretty soon they're going to be grown and out of the house. I know that because I already have 4 that are like that. And so I think that those are the things as a mom that as you start to get bogged down in the day-to-day stuff, you have to remember that, as you said, God, they were handpicked to be your children, and
Yes.
you were entrusted with that opportunity, and don't waste it because you cannot get it back.
You're so right, Charisse. And I love that you shared your personal story and that vulnerability because let's be honest, if we're really honest with ourselves,
Mhm.
we are running on fumes as mothers,
Yeah.
right? And when do we do self-care? I laugh so hard when people are like, you need time for self-care. I'm like, that's more than 4 hours of sleep in my book. Um, it does take intentionality, and it's okay to recognize that you're in an empty place and
Mhm.
you're on fumes. And isn't it ironic that our children need us the most when we feel emptiest? At
Mhm.
least it seems to be that in my house. You
Yeah.
know, when Asher comes up to me, that's my little boy, he comes up to me and he's like, Mom, I want to talk to you about Minecraft. Oh my gosh, like no thanks. I don't even understand. I don't know if you're any boy moms out there, but the Minecraft thing,
Mhm.
it's just creepy. I'm sorry. It's creepy. I do not have the mental capacity to listen to creepers and all these other things and blocks and all these things. But if I can find a compromise and I can say, okay, buddy, let's sit on the couch and snuggle for a few minutes. And you talk to me about Minecraft, and I'm going to set a timer and listen for 5 minutes. He feels so validated and prioritized.
Mhm.
And if 5 minutes is all I have in my tank, at least I've given him 5 minutes.
Mhm.
But I put him first by putting the phone down, just like you did. You recognized it, you told your girls a lesson. But it's okay if we operate in these micro spaces.
Mhm.
Give them 5 minutes. If you don't have an hour, just give them what you have.
Yeah. It's so true. The doctor once told me that it's better to walk 10 minutes 3 times a day than 30 minutes in one day
Oh
and
my gosh.
at one time. And I think that's the same thing as with kids. They need multiple interactions. And if you only have 5 minutes, then hey, you know what? That's okay. And so I think we just need to give ourselves a break. Wintertime, doom and gloom, sometimes you start to get a little down, but snuggling with your kid, that that is priceless, and that's worth the entire day.
It really is. And so what if you don't have capacity to make dinner that night? Can we stop guilting ourselves over being the perfect dinner maker? When you're exhausted and you're a mompreneur, we grab a pizza and we sit on the couch and we eat pizza. And
Yep.
it's like, you know what? We don't do it every night,
Right.
but hey, this is what we got.
Hmm. No, and that builds the memories, so I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for opening up and being vulnerable,
Oh,
because we're all in it together, that's for sure, and we're not alone. Um, so if our listeners wanted to find you, how would they do that?
I'm online. You can Google Amber Gaige, Gaige. You can Google Far Beyond Marketing. You can go to our website, farbeyondmarketing.com. We're on all the social media channels too. So look us up. I'd love to connect.
Well, Amber, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was really a privilege.
And moms, first of all, give yourself a break, like we talked about, because you are doing a fantastic job and you are chosen for this role. Second of all, when it comes to marketing, just make sure that you know who you're entrusting your information with, and make sure that you do your homework and your research and know that it is possible if you follow the 4 C's. And so get Amber's book and reach out to her if you have any questions, and go out and make it a great day. Beautiful moms, remember, you are unbreakable. Keep illuminating the world with your strength, pursuing your dreams, and reveling in the splendor of motherhood. This is Charisse Walker, bidding you farewell for now. Stay tuned for more empowering conversations on the next episode of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. Until then, keep shining bright. Signing off with love, Charisse Walker.